Hello and welcome to the December 2021 Raptor update. This month we're excited to announce two new features. First feature we'll review is called See Alternatives. Second feature we will introduce is called Click to Copy. Let's go into Raptor. Assuming that you've logged into Raptor, let's go ahead and select and process a transcript. Here's our transcript. We're going to go ahead and process this as we normally would. And Raptor has found these courses, units, and grades on the transcript. It's pretty good. However, you can see if you look closely that Raptor's interpretation of this transcript has left off some pieces of the titles. For example, here it's developmental writing and reading, and we just have writing and reading. So what Raptor has done is it has done its best to interpret this transcript, but we want a better result. So the new feature called See Alternatives will allow you to view alternative interpretations that Raptor has come up with for this transcript. If you click into See Alternatives, you will now see the selected option on the left, which is the interpretation that it's currently made. And then you'll see alternative interpretations here. And the logic here uses the templates. So think of templates as patterns for the courses. So the selected pattern that Raptor chose was this one from the University of South Florida. However, on the right, you will see alternative templates and interpretations. So here's an alternative pattern from the University of Puerto Rico that happens to give a better interpretation. As you see here, the one on the right, which is called option 2, results in a more complete title, right? Now you could scroll through using the arrows and see additional interpretations. Here's one using the coastline template. This is also a strong interpretation. And you can continue to scroll through and see the different choices using what Raptor's doing here is applying the different templates, the different patterns, think of those as course patterns. It's applying these to the transcript and giving you those choices. Let's go ahead back to option 2, which is a very good option. So go ahead and just select this option. And in that case, Raptor has applied that option into the grid. It has replaced, right, when I went in here and I made my choice, it took this option and replaced the contents of the grid with that new option, right? So that's the See Alternatives feature that we now have available. One thing to keep in mind with the See Alternatives, you'll see here a warning here, selecting an option will replace all contents of the grid. Let's go ahead and go to the second page of this transcript. Let's go ahead and process the second page. All right, so Raptor has processed the second page, but again, we can see alternatives for the second page. So again, we will want to review the alternatives and pick up the missing pieces of the title. So go into See Alternatives. Once again, we have an option here that is better than the first option. So we'll go ahead and select this one. But notice here that when I make this choice, it's going to entirely replace the contents of the grid, which means that for a 2-page transcript, you want to be sure and be very careful when you process the first page, go ahead and push that to your PeopleSoft or to your student system before you choose a second alternative. So if I make this for the page 2, if I choose this option, you can see that it's entirely replaced the contents of the grid. So just be sure with a 2-page transcript, be sure that you process page 1, push that to your PeopleSoft, and then process page 2 if you're going to select an alternative. So that's just something to be aware of. We looked at the See Alternatives feature. Now let's look at the Click to Copy feature. Click to Copy just means that after you've processed a transcript, these different blocks of text can now be just single clicked. So just click on a block and it has copied it to my cursor so that when I click, it's going to just paste that in. See that? Introduction to Algebra, just paste that in. All right, click on composition, it copied it, I can paste it in. So this might be very helpful for in some cases where you've got missing titles or missing text that's been overlooked by the logic. Just click on the block and paste it. So I'm just clicking with my mouse, click once here, click once here. So that's the new feature called Click to Copy. Thank you for your time and attention to the December update. As always, please contact us if there's any issues or anything we can assist with.